Hi everyone, Joe here with another Fallout 76 video. This is the second video in a series about cards to use with different builds. The idea is to look at the different perk cards so we can figure out ways to leverage the new special slots, which are now live in the game. In the first video, we talked about cards that help you deal damage, and how they are mostly grouped together in stacks of 3. You can watch that video by clicking the link above. In this video, we'll look at the defensive cards that can save your butt as you rampage through the wasteland. So let's jump in. Okay. So the goal here is to increase our survivability by increasing our resistance to damage. I actually had a little trouble figuring out how to organize these cards for you. Unlike weapon-based cards, defensive cards are grouped based on the type of armor you're wearing or if you plan to be sneaky. But honestly, those groups have a small number of cards in them. The vast majority of the cards don't easily fall into these groups and can help out no matter what build you're using. And then there's VATs, which will need a video all its own. So the groups I've decided to use are power armor cards, non-power armor cards, stealthy cards, utility cards, and all of the above, or other cards that could help you no matter what build you're using. Defensive cards can be found under every special stat. Let's start with power armor cards. If you're rocking a power armor build, then here are the cards you'll want to look at. By the way, I'm assuming you'll be using heavy weapons with your power armor. Strength cards include Bullet Shield, which increases your damage resistance when you are wielding heavy weapons. Pain Train is a damage card which, for some reason, I didn't include in the last video. Basically, when you smash into an enemy with your power armor by sprinting into them, you can hurt and stagger them. I'm not sure how useful this card is. It was fun in Fallout 4, but I'm not sure it's worth having in a heavy weapons loadout. Let me know what you think about this one. And then under Intelligence, we have Portable Power, which makes your power armor weigh less. Power Patcher, which can make your power armor wear out more slowly and make it cheaper to repair. If your armor is harder to break, it will increase your survivability. And Power User, which makes power cores last longer so you can keep going like the Energizer Bunny. On to non-power armor cards. If you're running without power armor, here are the cards that will help you. Under Strength, there's Barbarian, which gives you more damage and energy resistance the more points you have in Strength, which is handy. I almost always have this card equipped. Under Endurance, Ironclad adds energy and damage resistance, again another card I use frequently. Under Agility, there's Evasive, which increases your damage and energy resistance the higher your agility. Next is Moving Target, which will increase your damage and energy resistance while sprinting. Honestly, I don't think I've ever used this one. Let me know if you use it and if it works in your build. White Knight can make your armor wear out more slowly and make it cheaper to repair. Again, if your armor is harder to break, it will increase your survivability. I prefer to use my agility points for other cards, so I don't use this one. If you do the same, just make sure to keep an eye on your armor's condition, or you could have a bad day. And finally, under Luck, we have Junk Shield, which increases your damage and energy resistance when you're carrying junk around with you. You may have heard the saying that you can't hit what you can't see. These stealthy cards will help you avoid damage by perfecting the art of not being seen. All of these cards are under Agility, so here we go. Escape Artist can make your enemies lose track of you when you crouch, and makes it so running no longer affects stealth. This was one of my favorite cards since enemies would instantly lose track of you, but it hasn't been working so well after patch 25. I think Bethesda either nerfed or broke it. Secret Agent will make your stealth boys last longer. Light-Footed will keep traps and mines from going off if you're sneaking. This can be handy if, like me, you tend to set a lot of mines off. Sneak makes you a lot harder to detect when crouching and, well, sneaking. This is the most important card for stealth builds, and is one of my favorite cards. The utility cards can help when you're building or repairing your weapons and armor. These are all under intelligence. Armorer increases the max durability of any armor when you craft it. Whenever you're making armor, use this card. Gunsmith, licensed plumber, and makeshift warrior will make your weapons wear out more slowly and are specific to the different weapons types. These can be pretty handy cards to have if you like your weapons not to break on you in combat. You can get away without them as long as you keep an eye on your weapon's condition. Fix It Good increases the durability of any armor when you repair it. I think you can get as much as 200% durability at max rank, so equip this card when making repairs. The same is true for weapons when you use Weapon Artisan. Weapons breaking in combat can be bad for your health, so equip this card when repairing weapons. And now we switch things up by going to the All of the Above category. Like I said, the vast majority of the cards we're looking at fall under this category. They can help with any build, and because there are so many, I will be grouping them by stat. For strength, we have Blocker, which protects you from melee attacks. Under Perception, we have Refractor, which increases your energy resistance. We can pretty much name every endurance card here, but I'll focus on the ones that can help you in combat. Some of these are situational, so if you use them, you'll want to swap them in and out as needed. Adamantium Skeleton protects your limbs from crippling damage. Aqua Boy protects you from radiation when you're swimming, and makes it so you can breathe underwater. Personally, I'd never waste my points on this one. Let me know if you disagree. Fireproof protects you from fire and explosive damage, which is an essential card if you're using a weapon with the explosive legendary effect. There's nothing worse than killing yourself with your own weapon. Ghoulish regenerates your health as you take rads. Just remember that as your rads increase, eventually the rad damage you take will overcome the benefits of this card, which limits its utility. Life Giver increases your total health pool, which is always good. I typically have at least one rank of this card equipped. If you're using a high health build, you'll probably want to use this card. Nocturnal Fortitude also increases your health pool, but only at night, so it's situational. I tend to avoid situational cards just because I have to remember to swap them in and out. Photosynthetic regenerates health during the day, but again, it's situational. Personally, I prefer the Healing Factor mutation over this card. Rad Resistant helps protect you from radiation damage. Solar Powered increases both strength and endurance during the day. Increased endurance means a bigger health pool, but it's yet another situational card. As is Sun-Kissed. Clears out radiation damage during daylight hours. And Vaccinated protects you from diseases when getting attacked by diseased enemies. I skip this one and just carry a couple of disease cures with me. Most of the charisma cards help other players when you heal or revive them, so we'll skip these cards for now, but here are the ones that could help you out individually. Bloodsucker helps those of us who heal with blood packs. Bodyguards gives you more damage and energy resistance the more team members you have. Field Surgeon makes stim packs and Radaway work more quickly. For those of us who are Lone Wanderers, the Lone Wanderer card gives you more damage resist and faster AP regeneration if you're not on a team. Strange in Numbers increases the positive effects of your mutations when you're on a team with other mutants, so any defensive mutations like Scaly Skin are enhanced. Suppressor reduces your target's damage output, which can be very handy. Under Intelligence, there's First Aid, which increases the effectiveness of stim packs. Nerd Rage, which I mentioned in my last video, not only enhances damage output, but also increases damage resist and AP regeneration if you're below 20% health. This is a critical card for low health builds. Pharmacist removes more rads when you take Radaway. Under Agility, there's Born Survivor, which will automatically inject a stim pack when your health drops to a certain level. This is similar to wearing armor with the Auto Stim legendary effect or power armor with the Medic Pump mod. If you die a lot, this one can be handy. Deadman Sprinting will help you get away by increasing your sprint speed when your health drops to a certain point. I can't ever recall using this card. Dodgy decreases the damage you take by reducing AP instead of reducing health when you get hit. And Goat Legs, which will help you take less damage if you have a habit of running off of cliffs. This is similar to the Bird Bones mutation. Luck cards include Class Freak, which reduces the negative effects of your mutations. This one can be really helpful, but if you need the points for other cards, you can take the mutation serum again to temporarily eliminate the negative effects of that mutation. Next, there are a lot of magazines and bobbleheads which can help your survivability. The Curator card makes them last longer. Luck of the Draw gives a chance for weapons to repair themselves when you get hit. Again, weapons breaking in combat is bad for your health. I've used this card in the past and it's helpful, but now I use the points for other cards and I just keep an eye on my weapon's durability. Lucky Break does the same thing for armor as Luck of the Draw does for weapons. Mysterious Savior gives a chance for a stranger to revive you when you're downed. It's really helpful for near-death experience when you're playing solo and no one is around to revive you. Ricochet gives a chance to reflect damage back on the enemy shooting you. This is an essential card for the Vampire Ricochet build, which can be really fun. Serendipity gives you a chance to avoid damage completely when at low health. The best way to survive is not to take damage at all. I'm using this card right now with my low health build. And finally, we have Storm Chaser, which regenerates health when it's raining. This is a very situational card, and you already know what I think about situational cards. So those are the cards that can save your butt as you rampage through the wasteland. I hope this helps you figure out what defensive cards to use when building your card loadout slots. And that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments section which of these cards are useful to you. Which ones do you think are useless? If you think there are any cards I left out, and what videos you'd like to see in the future. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with another Fallout 76 video.